Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside, come inside.
This is what this would look like inside of the tray if I had done two-part mold. I would have pushed these objects halfway down in the plaster and took these plugs, which are wire nuts, and pushed them about quarter inch into there, and those will be removed and be my register marks. Let that dry, remove those, pour the second coat on top, and you have a two-part mold. But I'm thinking I'm going to do a one-part mold this time, so I'm going to eliminate these and this and this and just pour it in my container and push everything flat, so this whole top surface is going to be flat to the top of the mold. And I think that's just called an open pour instead of a closed two-part pour. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Stay tuned. See what happens. All of these objects would be covered in petroleum jelly Vaseline, just for like a release agent, and they'll all be covered in Vaseline for a two-part mold. Don't need to worry about that since it's just going to be a open pour mold. Another thing I'm concerned about is most of the flukes have the open gap hook inside there. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to just push it in there, let it dry, pull it out, and just inside of the plaster what will happen is it'll be a reverse. So it won't be a dent, it'll be a ridge running in the plaster, and I'll just take a popsicle stick, and just smooth it and get rid of it so it's a nice smooth belly afterwards. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, what I got is about 4 cups of plaster, 1 cup of cold water for now. This will vary depending on how big your mold is and how thick of a plate you want. And then I got my container I'm going to use. I've got a spatula that is the silicone one, which cleans up easier. And I'll use that to whisk my stuff together. So that's what we're going to do. Amp it out a little bit. Hopefully it pours in there. Might not be enough. I'm just winging it again. No idea what I'm really doing. Get all the air bubbles out. This is the tricky part, especially trying to film it. Well, I don't know if this is going to work or not. And what the good thing about this is once it's kind of dry, I can manipulate it and sand on it and carve on it and make it look what I really want it to look like. So this is kind of just a guideline. I don't know. I'm winging this one. I've never tried this way before. This is what I'm concerned about, the thin fins. Trying to pour that with the hot liquid. I don't know if I messed up or not. We'll find out. If I did, I'll do another step, or do a two-parter. That was about 4 cups of plaster and probably almost a cup and a half of water. I should have got more than that and been a little more prepared, but it's been a while since I've done it, and I just went for it. So stay tuned. This is going to take a while, at least a couple days to dry, but I'll put that in this video before I throw it out there and just explain on how I'm going to carve it and stuff like that. So I'm sure it's not perfectly dry, but what I'm going to do now is hopefully wiggle these guys out of here and scrape the mold and do a little touch up, things like that, carve out where I need to carve out, and make it look good, and hopefully be able to pour into it. So I don't know, let's see if I can, I don't know if I can get it to come out cleanly or not. Show you what I was talking about the channel. Well, that's not too bad. Alright, see the little I don't know if you can see it or not, there's a little V groove in there, ridge. I'll just take my little putty knife, or my little thing, and just get in there, and while it's still kind of dry, which I'll do now, I'll just scrape it right away. See the dust? And then I'll widen this, clean the edges up here, clean the feet up, or the fins, and hopefully be able to pour swim baits. There we go, pulled it right out. So I'm going to clean it up, do a little TLC, and see how it looks. Alright, I'm going to clean this all up, and hopefully make it look good, and we'll see what happens. Stay tuned for part 2, the pour. See if I can get myself 3 flukes. If it doesn't work, I'm going to try a 2-part mold. See what happens. Once this dries pretty good also, you just wiggle these edges a little bit and then do a little finagling, and this pops right out. So, alright, there it is. 90% pretty cleaned up. I gotta fill in some holes and things like that, smooth it out a little bit more. It's pretty smooth on the inside. Tails fit now, and the Plaster is a little proud of it. So what once I take the mold out, I'm going to take a sander and just slightly sand it till it's a nice clean crisp edge, and they should come out just like that, minus the belly flap, because I carved that out so it's smooth. Alright, a little more TLC. Gotta wait for it to dry for like a week because it's so thin, so stay tuned for part 2. Final product and pouring. Thanks for watching.
Behind the glass stands a real blade of grass. Be careful as you pass. Move along.